Hello everyone, this is Carlton, here to bring you Novatech 6 months of review. No apology necessary. Yeah, that's right, I said it. No apology is necessary. It is what it is. It's done. It's completed. Can't go back. You can't change it. Can't rewrite history. And that's the exact same thing of what I'm going to be getting into with NovatechFX. Now, before I get started, let me just throw out my disclaimers. I am not your financial advisor. Please make sure you are doing your own due diligence anytime you listen to anyone uh, on social media regarding a product or a service. Do your own research. And then never invest more than what you are willing to say goodbye to. That you're willing, never invest more than what you're willing to lose. You know, exercise great and healthy risk management. I actually did a risk management video. If you're subscribed to my YouTube channel, you'll find it in the listing. You can definitely check that out. So with that, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right on into this. And like I said, no apology necessary. You cannot rewrite history. You know, as we're looking over the stats for Novatech, the year of 2021. This is just staggering. I had to start off this video with this because it's just mind-boggling. It's mind-blowing. Look at this. January of 2021 for the entire month. Now keep in mind, Novatech returns on average 3% a week, paid out every Friday. So every Friday of the month, every Friday of the year is calculated in these figures here. Every Friday, whatever month that Friday happens to fall in, that's where that figure is coming from. So of course, sometimes we have 5 weeks, sometimes we have 5 Fridays in a month, and sometimes we have 4 Fridays in a month. Um, but Novatech has been nothing short of a pure blessing to myself, my family, and to many, many others that are checking out and investing their funds into Novatech. In fact, one of the things I want to just throw out there right from the start of this video is that 70% of its members are only working with their own investment. In other words, they've put some money into the Novatech platform, into their PAM account, and they said, hey, Novatech, you go ahead and use your expert traders and trade crypto for me if I'm in the United States, trade Forex if I'm in another country. You just go ahead and do your thing, and you just let me know on Friday, you know, how you've done, and I'll go ahead and compound my profits, and I'll just, you know, that's all I'm going to do. In other words, 70% of Novatech's members look at this as an alternative route than the typical 401k or their thrift savings plan. For those of you that are in the government, you understand what a thrift savings plan is, or any other type of retirement account, or their stocks, mutual funds, which of course we've seen in the beginning of 2022 just kind of like go kaput. Um, you know, so many people are turning to this safe alternative, which is Novatech, and saying, you know what, if I just put 3 to 5 years of consistently compounded on a weekly basis, this would do so much better than what my traditional routes have been. And so when you look at this, in the month of January 2021, 15%, February 13.6%, March 18.1% in a single month. That is crazy. April 17%, May 13.2%, June 14.9%, July 14.4%, August 13.5%, September 16.4%, October 14%, November 12.9%, and closing out the year for December 2021, Novatech returned 14.9%. Total profit for the year of 2021, 177.9%. Who's giving that to you? Tell me. Tell me who's giving that to you and is being consistent. Now, are there some platforms out there advertising, yeah, I can get you 200% in 2 days or 3 days or 4 days or 10 days or whatever? Absolutely. I know because they've been soliciting me. And I've fallen for some of them in the past. I'm going to be honest. I'll be transparent here. Yeah, I've fallen for it. Never again. And I advise everyone out there that's listening to the sound of my voice, don't do it. Just don't do it. Don't go after the fast money. Go after the slow, steady, simple, but profitable, consistent flow that Novatech is producing here. All of those platforms, all of them, you hear me? All of them, they eventually die. Novatech has been producing, on average, 3% a week since its inception of June of 2019. And you know what's so interesting? Because so many of us who talk about and preach about the Novatech and we just love Novatech, we talk about an average of 3% a week. But if you look at those numbers, averaging 3% a week would be averaging around 12% a month, right? Yeah, well, look at those numbers a little more closely. They're a little bit higher than that, aren't they? This is reality. You know, facts actually show you, what's happening. People can talk and they can say this is going on or this is what we're projecting or what have you. But let's just look at the facts. And that's what this video is about. This video is going to show you the facts of what's happening, what's been taking place over the past 6 months. So if we look at the last week in our 6-month journey here, now this 6-month journey started for me on January 29th, 2022. So 6 months from the time that I did a deposit, here we are 6 months later, July 29th, 2022. That week closed out the last Friday of the month with 3.36%. Who's giving that to you? My bank can't even give me a 0.05% for the entire year. And here, 3.36% for a week. So one of the things I wanted to do is I really wanted to show proof. You know, this video is really about me trying to show proof for those that do not have a lot of money to invest, how you can start off with as little, and I try to make this as small as possible, the lowest possible amount that you can come in with, not have to pour more money into the account, not have to talk to your family or friends and try to convince Bobby Sue and Jolene, that, hey, this is a great program and you should come on board because, I'll get a referral commission if you come on board. No. As I said earlier, 70%, they're just quietly, this is like a quiet storm secret. They just quietly, compounding their profits every Friday, not having conversations with anybody. Well, I wanted to show you what you can do with the smallest amount possible to do the exact same thing, whereas you don't have to be pressured with having conversations with people, trying to convince them of this great program. It is a great program, but who cares about convincing somebody? 70% of our members don't care about convincing anybody because it's like a quiet, secret, best kept secret for them, and they just doing their thing. So in any case, Novatech says, hey, you can come on board with $99. because Novatech is just really trying to make it affordable for everybody out there as much as possible. They say you can come on board with $99. However, I'm telling you, you coming on to my team, please, I beg of you. I can't make you, I can't force you not to do or do certain things, but I beg of you to not come on board with $99 because it's just going to be a headache for you. Not for me, but for you. You want to come in with at least 250, because if you come in with anything less than that, well, now you have that pressure of, well, my account will grow because I'm going to talk to this person. Oh, I know this person and that person. But what happens if they say no? Erase uh, conflict that you may have to go through. Or you're thinking, well, maybe I'm going to put more money in there. Now, if that is the case, if you decide, hey, I'm gonna just put $100 in a week for a month. So at the end of the month, I have $400. Okay, by all means, come on board. Um, the examples I'm going to be showing you here includes the $25 platform fee that Novatech charges anytime you put in the trading balance of less than 25,000. So let me just do a brief explanation real quick for those of you that is brand new to this channel or brand new and looking at this for the very first time, and you're just like, what on earth is he talking about? Some Novatech. Novatech is a hedge fund company. They have their own MetaTrader 4 platform on the Forex market, and they have a PAM account. What that means is that people, ordinary people like you and like myself, can come to Novatech and say, hey, I have XYZ amount of dollars and I would like to open up an account and have your experts do the trading for me. I don't want to be getting up in the morning and constantly looking at the Forex market to see, when I should go in because this is going to go up, or I should go in now because it's going to go down. And by the way, you make money whether the market goes up or down, and hence, if you have an expert trader that know what they're doing, you're going to see the profits that we've been enjoying. Myself since January 29th, 2022, the person that referred me into this company, she's been enjoying this since February of 2021. So yes, she's enjoyed everything that you've seen on that previous screen, except for the very first month of last year. So with that explanation out there, let me go ahead and continue. Had you come in with $250, by the end of February, you would have had $277. $27 in a month, 11.2%. That's just crazy. That's a lot of money that's given to you for you doing nothing. It takes you 3 to 5 minutes just to go into the system every Friday. We call it Friday, when the company pays out its return of investment. So I'm going to go through this here line, and then I'm going to probably speed it up and quickly go through everything else. You can always screenshot or freeze the video if you want to really look at those numbers and examine them more closely. So $250. The first week, February 4th, we received 3.01% of an ROI. Cash earned $6.45. If you compounded $6, because you have to compound round dollars and you round it down from the cents. So you won't compound the cents, but you just compound the actual dollars. So $6 you compound. So now you have $256. Or if you decided you want to take out the cash, you can take out $6.45. So at the end of the month, total of 11.2% is what the month of February reaped. Overall profits, 27.97 cents. Compounded $27. This is it's just crazy on what you can do with very little. And I've had some people say to me, well, 250, man, that's not a lot. You're right, it's not a lot, but you get in where you fit in, first of all. You get in where you can afford. You don't look at what you can't do. Look at what you can do, for one. And for two, if someone was very serious and diligent, when I say diligent, I mean diligent. And I did this compounding calculator. It's only 5 minutes. It's a 5 minute video on the power of compounding your profits. If you check that out, you will know and notice that if you use that compounding calculator, which is the calculator site, that's where you will go to .com. If you utilize that and you compounded your profits every single Friday for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4, 5, you will realize how much that little $250 can turn into a little small fortune for someone. It's just a matter of you dedicating and being committed to that 3 to 5 minutes. I know I'm talking about a whole lot of time that's gonna take away from everything else that you got going on in life on a Friday. But hey, if you can squeeze in that 3 to 5 minutes, I promise you it'll be worth your time. All right, let's move on. Enough of my sarcastic sarcasm. The month of March, you would have closed out with $287. Look at that, $87, $287. So you talking $37 for 2 months that you reaped as a profit. Let's move on. So if we move into April, April, you start off with 262 because we're minusing that $25 fee. Remember, anytime you have a trading balance that's less than 25,000, the company charges a fee of $25. Hence the reason why you want to start with at least $250, $300 in your trading account to compensate for that. Because if you do anything less than that, then you're kind of like just giving money away, and quite frankly, you can just do better and just giving the money away on walking up and down the street or something versus just giving it to a platform. So you want to have at least $250, $300. But I'm showing you right here on this video how this $250 would have worked for someone that came in the same day as me on January 29th, 2022. The month of May, you would have closed out with $299. The month of June, $308. And I'm going to move on to the next slide. Look at the month of July. So here we go, 6 months. 6 months later, that $250 starting balance in your trading account turned into $335. That's a 75.34%. Crazy, right? Crazy. But hey, it is what it is. 75.34%. All right, so let's move on. Let's move on. If you came in with $500, and $500, I would say is it's better. It's so much better. Some people say $1,000 is a nice sweet spot because you can really see that fluctuate, over a year or 2, 3 years or what have you. But I think you can see a lot of great movement. I got a good friend of mine. He came in with 500 and he's just ecstatic. And even though he doesn't compound every week, I beat him up about it all the time because I'm like, dude, you will have so much more if you have your money working for you. However, he's still seeing some great returns. Because it's moving, is moving for him. Sometimes it takes him a couple of weeks before he jumps back into the system. Don't you do that though. You do yours every Friday, 3 to 5 minutes. Anyway, month of February, you would have seen a return of $555. Month of March, closing balance 602. You see the numbers on there. Like I said, I'm not going to go through them in super detail. You can always freeze the screen. In April, Closing balance over $660. Overall percentage, you're looking at 38.58% in May. Now, you know, and I forgot to talk about this. I think in the first slide, it was like 1.75% or something in one of the weeks. But look at this one. This is probably the lowest that I've ever seen. In fact, I think this is the lowest that the company has seen too, even over the last couple of years, few years. May 13th. So in the month of May, May was when things was going berserk throughout the entire world. Stocks going crazy, downward that is. Mutual funds, index, S&P 500, everything was just dropping like it was just like everything was just on fire. It was just crypto dropping. So this month is the month that we've seen a huge dip in the crypto market. Bitcoin, Ethereum, all the big crypto coins out there. However, if you look at Friday, May 13th, 2022, Novatech still returned a positive ROI of 0.65%. Now, some of the members, a little agitated because a little spoiled over the averaging of 3% a week, looked at that and was like, what in the world? Personally, I looked at it and been like, well, my bank is not giving me a 0.05 for the entire year. I can't even get a 0.05 for the entire year. So for Novatech to return a 0.65 for a week, oh yeah, I'm fired up. And then as you see, the following week, we got a 1.38%, so almost, double. And then afterwards, it went back to the norm, averaging around 3%. 2.84% the following week as we closed out the month of May. Also, one good thing to note is that Novatech has never returned a negative ROI since its inception. Since its inception in June of 2019, there has always been a positive ROI every single week. Why is that? And how is that possible? Well, it's possible for one, Novatech don't give a guarantee. Now you hear people like me and everyone else that you can do some searching and Google searching, YouTube searching, and you'll hear everyone who talks about Novatech averaging 3% a week. The CEO won't say that and won't talk about that because the CEO and Novatech is not trying to put it out there that they're putting any type of guarantees because they don't. There is no guarantee, which is for me personally is one of the things that helps draw me more towards Novatech. If I'm working with a company, and I've done this before, so I know, that's going to guarantee me on what they're going to do in the Forex market, in the crypto market, come on. Come on. Really? You can't guarantee that. That's like going to the casino and saying, hey, I'm going to go to the casino today and I'm going to put $1,000 on 21 black and I'm going to walk out with XYZ because, yep, it's going to work that way. No, come on, man. You can't. You don't have a crystal ball. You can't predict like that. And Novatech knows that and understands that. But you have expert traders though. And if you are really good at what you're doing, then the majority of your trading time is going to be positive. Now, do they have losing days? Do they have losing trades? Absolutely. Absolutely. Hence the reason why the number is always going to be different. But throughout the entire week, at the end of the day, they do what they have to do to make sure they're having a positive. Now, what does that mean? That means maybe not taking a trade at a particular time at all because the market is going too crazy. Maybe that means taking less trades this particular week. Maybe that means taking some trades and taking a very small loss because it just looks like it's just going totally in the opposite direction. See, I know these things because I was actually training with a master trader, and he helped me to understand this thing. I was doing well with it, but it's a lot to it. I love the Novatech system where I don't have to deal with that headache. I don't have to sit at the computer 24/7 and, um, thinking that I'm actually, all my analysis is showing me that this is the right route to take, and then it doesn't go the route that I wanted to take. I've been there. You're entrusting Novatech with your funds with expert traders to handle their business. And obviously, they are doing just that. Let's move on. Closing out the month of June, we went back to the average. Look at that. Average 11 point, we got 11.95%. Not no average, that's the actual number. 11.95% for the month of June. And if you do your numbers, you know that that's about 3% a week. 3% a week will be 12% for the month. So we're back on track. So let's move on to the last month. Here we go, 6 months. That $500 has turned into $857. Nice, nice. Now, and that's with, the $25 fee coming out every month. Now, if somebody comes in with $1,000, now $1,000, me and some of my colleagues would say that's kind of like the sweet spot. If you can come in with $1,000, is because you'll just see your money moving and working for you, a lot quicker. I mean, obviously, it's still working with the same percentages, but you look at the numbers, and those numbers, they grow. The month of February, you would have ended up with 1111. The month of March, you would have closed out with $1,234. If you just look at these numbers, and I'll just leave the screen up there for a moment. Like I said, you can always pause the video, screenshot it. It's just phenomenal. We go into April. That $1,000 at the end of April. The end of April. What is that, folks? That is February, March, April. That's 3 months. 3 months later, you got $374 that's in your account on top of your $1,000. Who is giving that to you? Sure enough, not your stocks, not your bonds, not even your real estate. I got real estate investors that's looking into this thing now because they making a great return, but you got to work for that. You got to work hard. Here, you put your money in there and it's just working for you. It's doing its thing. The month of May, closing out with 1455, and the month of June, 1609. And so let's look at that final month. So that final month for starting off with $1,000 balance, 6 months later, you turn that $1,000 into $1,874. That's almost double. It's at 75%. It's just crazy. Now, if you wanted the cash, look at that. You get a cash of $1,000. It's just, Novatech is nothing short of a sheer blessing. Now, for those of you who do have a little bit more money, you can put a little bit more skin in the game. Watch how these numbers roll. $10,000. If you'd have started in January 29th, the same day I came on board, and you deposited $10,000, the month of February, you would have closed out with over $11,000. The month of March, over $12,000. And this money just keeps on compounding. It's going up like crazy. Let's see what April brings in. 14,000. 15,000 in May. 17,000 in June. It's just nuts, on how much money that it continues to grow for you. That same $10,000 that started 6 months ago, January 29th, has now doubled to $20,000 6 months later. Listen, the bottom line is this. Novatech is going into its fourth year, averaging 3% ROI a week for over 3 years. Same day withdrawals for over 3 years, no withdrawal fees for over 3 years, access to your capital at any time for over 3 years. Every Friday is payday. Never missed a Friday payday in 3+ years, or as some people like to call, Friday. Now, what you see here on the pictures is our founder, the Reverend Cynthia Petillon, CEO and founder. Her husband, Eddie Petillon, COO, and Ricardo Roy, Sr., CTO. I want to close out with, are we in a recession? And I may actually do a separate video and expound on this a little bit, but, because I get this question all the time. I just recently did a presentation on crypto in New York, and, people are wondering, where are we? So let's look at some statistics. So as you can see from this the screenshot here, this is Bloomberg. This poll was conducted June 4th to June 7th, 2022. And the question is, are we in a recession? A majority of Americans believe the U.S. is already in a recession or will be in the next 12 months. As you can see, the Republicans, they're kind of like leading the way, saying, yeah, we're in a recession or going to be in one. And then they got all these different categories. You can look at those categories in specific. I'm not going to go over each one of them. Are we? I mean, think about it. Anytime a mom has, issues with trying to get baby formula from the supermarket, you can't get baby formula from the supermarket. Computer chip is taking months because the manufacturing is just, can't produce enough, or they having problems with the workers, having enough workers. In fact, speaking of workers, there is not a single company, whether you are a company of 3 or a company of 5,000 on planet Earth right now, that is just not, that's short. They're short staffed. Everywhere is short staffed. They're just struggling to get bodies on board to work. Inner tube for a bicycle, taking 8 months to arrive. That was a personal story from us about a year ago. Car parts. It's insane. And you look at the prices, and you look at, of course, our gas and the war in Ukraine, and how it's affecting our economy, and the things that are happening with the stock market, with the mutual funds, with 401k. I've heard people talking about how they've lost so much different money. But you just seen the several slides that I just went through. Novatech is not seeing any of this recession. Novatech actually started in June of 2019, a year before everything kind of like hit the fan with, the pandemic and everything that's going on. But as you can tell, every single week, profiting, sending out return of profits to its members, because when you have expert traders that know what they're doing, then these are the results that you will have. So are we in a recession? I don't know. Doesn't feel like it for me. And I'm pretty sure that members that have been enjoying this platform will probably concur with what I'm saying as well. What I will say to you is, what is your retirement plan? Are you waiting on the government to support you? What is your plan? Do you have a plan? Is that plan working for you? You know, making money is easy. You just have to trust the source. You know, there's no experience necessary. I don't have to be experienced in that. Do I have some experience? I do, but I don't. You don't need to have experience in the forex and market or trading crypto to participate in a PAM account with Novatech to let their experts handle the things for you. You have access to your capital at any time. There's no expiration dates, no earning caps, weekly payouts that have been paying out every single Friday. So with that, before I end this video, I'm going to say if you like everything that you heard, please hit that like button, ring that bell so that you can be notified anytime I do updates on different videos. Subscribe, send this out to your friends, family, and help them to understand the power of what this can do to change your life and the life of those that you love. With that, to your continued success. Take care until the next time.